Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. Today's topic is class 10 subject physics. Topics of today's lecture we are doing the chapter number 11 sound. Pages that we will cover today 22, 23 and 24. Okay, the topic is characteristic characteristic of sounds. Sounds of different objects can be distinguished on the basis of different characteristics as below. First of all, we define the loudness. Loudness is the characteristic of sound by which we loud and faint sound can be distinguished. Loudness is the characteristic of sound. This is also the characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between loud voice and the faint. Faint mean very delicate sound or very thin sound. So faint sound can be distinguished. With the help of this loudness characteristic, we can distinguish between loud and faint sound. Example, I take the example when we talk to our friends, our voice is very low. When the friends are sitting together, very close to each other, we always speak very low. But when we address a public gathering, our voice is loud. So this is obvious that when we address the public gathering, there are lots of peoples in the gather. So we always speak louder. Loudness of the sound. So these are the example we discussed about. When we talk our friends, our voice is very low, and when we address to the public, our voice is loud. This is obvious, right? Loudness of a sound, there are some factors on the loudness is depending upon. These factors are as follow. Amplitude of the vibrating body. Loudness of sound depends upon the amplitude of the vibrating body. For example, in this case, when we speak very quiet or very low voice, our amplitude is very less. So you can see the amplitude is very less when we speak very low. But in case when we speak loud, this is amplitude. We have studied this in chapter number first chapter 10. What is amplitude, what is frequency, and what is our wavelength. But in this case, air amplitude is less, but when we speak loud, our amplitude increases. So from here to here, the line is more, but here to here, the line is low. So our amplitude in this quiet case, our amplitude is less. But if we speak to the gathering or lots of peoples, we speak loud, our amplitude will be increased. Now, the sound produced by a sitar will loud if we pluck it wires more violently. So similarly, when we beat a drum forcefully, the amplitude of its membrane increases and we hear a loud sound. So this is the example how in case of quiet voice, when we when we plug the wires of the sitar very slowly, what will happen, the amplitude will be less, and amplitude will be less. In this case, our amplitude will be this case. But when we beat the drum forcefully, what will happen, we hear a loud sound. It's mean its amplitude has been increased. So in case of drum, amplitude will be increased and we can hear the loud voice. But in case of low noise or sitar, our amplitude is when we pluck the strings of the sitar, the amplitude is less, or our amplitude will be less, or we will not hear loud sound. Amplitude of the vibrating body also depends on the second thing, which is area of the vibrating body. Area of the vibrating body. This is another factor on which loudness is depending upon. The loudness of sound also depends upon the area of the vibrating body. In case of the drum, if you consider the drum, if small drum, it will not produce loud sound. but if the drum size of the drum or area of the drum is more, then we can hear the loud sound. So you can see the example of the drum. Bigger drum has more area of vibrating body, or the small drum has a less area. So in the bigger drum we hear loud sound, but in a uh, small drum we hear a uh, less loud noise in case of uh, small drum. Next, for examples, sound produced by a large drum is louder than that by a small one because of its large vibrating area. He is taking the same example as I have discussed now. For example, sound produced by a large drum is louder than that by a small one because of its large vibrating area. So it's mean if we have louder uh, if we want to hear the louder voice, what will have, the area of the drum will be increased. If we strike a tuning fork on a rubber pad, a feeble sound will be heard. But if the vibrating tuning fork is placed vertically on the surface of the bench, we will hear a louder sound. So we have discussed in the last lecture, we discussed about the tuning fork. I showed you the tuning fork in the diagram. But if we strike a tuning fork on a rubber pad, what will happen, and take this tuning fork near to my ears, what will happen, we can hear the feeble sound, a very low noise. But if we strike this vibrating tuning fork on the surface of the bench, we will hear a louder sound. But when um we will try the tuning fork on the rubber band, and then put it this on the table, what will happen, we will hear the louder sound. For this we can conclude that the loudness increases with the area of the vibrating body, and vice versa. If we have the larger area, we will hear the louder sound. If we have the smaller area, we will hear the lower sound as compared to the larger area of the vibrating body. The next thing with the loudness is depending upon distance from the vibrating body. That this is the third thing, which is loudness is depending upon distance from the vibrating body. How loudness of a sound also depends upon the distance of the vibrating body from the listener. It is caused by the decrease in the amplitude due to the increase in the distance. Loudness also depends upon the physical condition of the ears of the listener. A sound appears louder to a person with sensitive ears than to a person with defective ears. However, there is a characteristic of sound which does not depend upon the sensitivity of the ear of the listener, and is called the intensity of sound. What he said in this paragraph? He said loudness of sound depends upon the distance of the vibrating body from the listener. For example, if you take the example of the train, if the train is standing and the passenger is standing at the platform, what will happen, because he is nearer to the train. So if the driver of the train apply the horns, what will happen, he can hear the louder voice. But what happen, if the distance of the passengers and the train is far away, we cannot hear the louder sound, but we will hear a very less sound because our distance has increased. If you are near the vibrating body, for example, if you are standing near the drum is beating, and you are standing near the drum, you can hear the louder sound. But what will happen, if you move yourself further apart, or 2 kilometer or 3 kilometer away from um, or 500 meter away from the drum, you will hear the less sound as compared to you are standing near the drum. So it's mean, the distance if the distance from the vibrating body is less, we will hear the more sound, but if the distance is increased, we will hear the less sound. So loudness is also depending upon the distance from the vibrating body. Sound Loudness of sound also depends upon the physical condition of the ears of the listener. If your ears are not right, if your ears cannot sense your sound, so it's mean, if your ears are defective, then it's also depending upon the physical condition of the ears of the listener. If your ears are defective, then you will not hear the, if you are still standing near the drum, you cannot hear the louder sound because your ears are defective. So loudness of sound also depending upon the physical condition of the ears of the listener. So if you have a perfect ears, so you will hear the loudness of the vibrating body. But if you are if your ears are defective, you will not, if you are still standing near the vibrating body, you will not hear the sound properly. So it also depends the physical condition of the ears of the listener. So pitch, we will define the pitch now. uh, as so far we studied, now what we studied so far, we studied loudness. Definition of the loudness: loudness is the characteristic of sound by which we by which loud and faint sounds can be distinguished. We can distinguish between the loud and the faint. Faint mean very delicate sound, very low sound. This is faint sound. Loudness is the characteristic of sound by which by which loud and faint sounds can be distinguished. So amplitude of the vibrating body, so it is depending upon the amplitude of the vibrating body. We discuss the factors on which loudness of sound depends: amplitude of the vibrating body and area of the vibrating body. Area of the vibrating body. Area of the vibrating body. Amplitude of the vibrating body. I gave you the example of drum. If you strike the drum, if you have a louder drum, bigger drum, you will hear the large amplitude will be produced, in this case large amplitude. But if you pluck the sitar strings of the stars very lowly, or very strike it very lowly, what will happen? You will hear the quiet sound. So in this case amplitude will be less. So our loudness of sound also depending upon the area of the vibrating body. More the area, more will be the sound. Lesser the area, lesser will be the sound. So I gave you the example of the drum. If you have the bigger drum, the area of the bigger drum is more as compared to the area of the smaller drum. So in if you consider the area of the bigger drum, you will hear the large sound, loud sound. But if you have a small drum, what will happen? You have a low noise or low voice of the drum. Next, we also discussed about distance from the vibrating body. Distance from the vibrating body mean if you are standing near the vibrating body, if the drum if someone is beating the drum and you are standing near to the drum, what will happen? You will hear the loud sound. But what will happen if you move further apart from the vibrating body? You will hear the less voice because your distance from the vibrating body has increased. I gave you the example of the train as well. If you are standing on the platform and the train is also standing on the platform, so if the driver of the car, driver of the train apply the horns, so you can hear the voice very loudly. But if what will happen, if you are 1 kilometer away or 2 kilometer away, you will not hear that much sound. You cannot hear the same sound as you are standing on the platform. So distance from the vibrating body also, and loudness of sound also depending upon the distance of the vibrating body. It also depending upon how your ears are working. If your ears are in good condition, if your ears are not defected, you hear the louder sound. But if your ears are uh, defective, then you will not hear the sound properly. So it is also depending about the physical condition of the ears of the listener. So next thing we are going to discuss now, that is pitch. Pitch is the characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between a shrill and a grave sound. So pitch is the characteristic of sound. This is also the characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish mean differentiate. We can differentiate between shrill mean the voice of the woman are shrill and the voice of the men are grave sound. So you can always differentiate between the woman sound or the men sound. So pitch is such a characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between the shrill and the grave sound. It depends upon the frequency. A higher pitch means a higher frequency, and vice versa. And lower pitch mean the vice versa mean if you have a higher frequency, you have a higher frequency, you have a higher pitch. If you have a low frequency, you have a low pitch. It's mean the frequency of the voice of the ladies and children is higher than of that of the men. It's mean you can, if someone is in the house and both persons speak, you can, if the man is speaking, you can distinguish the voice of the man, and if the ladies is speaking or child is speaking, you can distinguish this is the sound of the ladies, this is the sound of the child, or this is the sound of the man. So you can easily differentiate between ladies voice, children voice, or men voice, right? So the frequency of voice of ladies and children is higher than that of the men. Therefore, the voice of ladies and children is shrill. It's mean the voice of ladies and children are shrill. Shrill mean you can easily distinguish, or and it's mean their pitch will be high. Their higher pitch mean higher frequency. The relation between frequency and pitch is illustrated in figure 11.8. This is the higher frequency. If you if the if you have the man voice, if you want to distinguish between the man voice and the children and ladies voice, you can, in this case the frequency is high, number of vibrations per second is are high. It means the pitch is high, frequency is high, pitch will be high. So in this case, in the case of man voice, the amplitude, the frequency is low. It means the low frequency mean low pitch. This is the wave produced by the man, and this is the wave produced by the women and children. So higher frequency mean this is the sound of children and women. Low frequency mean it's mean the sound of men. The next characteristic we are going to discuss is quality. The characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between two sound of same loudness and pitch is called quality. This is the definition you got when you must memorize these definition which are in blue boxes. I give you the example of the quality now. We have read the definition of quality. The characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between two sounds of same loudness and pitch is called quality. While standing outside a room, we can distinguish between the notes of a piano and the flute being played inside the room. This is due to the difference in the quality of these notes. For example, someone is playing piano and someone is playing flute. You can easily distinguish this is the voice of the piano and this is the voice of the flute. Why? Because this is the quality, the characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between two sound of same loudness and pitch is called quality. In some room, someone is playing with piano, and in other room, someone is playing flute. So you can easily distinguish this that this is the voice of piano and this is the voice of flute. So the reason behind is this is due to the difference in the quality of these notes, because their notes are different. That's why you can distinguish the quality of these two instruments. So piano voice can be easily recognized and the flute voice can easily be recognized. Figure 11.9, in this case, figure 11.9 shows the waveform of the sound produced by a tuning fork, flute, and clarinet. This is tuning fork, wave of the tuning fork. This is the wave of the flute, and this is the wave of the clarinet. So they have the different notes. Look, in tuning fork you have the vibration like this, and in flute you have a vibration like this. So their notes are different, so you can easily distinguish this is the voice of the tuning fork, this is the voice of flute and clarinet. The loudness and pitch of the loudness and pitch of these three sounds are the same, but their waveforms are different. If I go back and I showed you uh, this one, you can easily distinguish. Look, waveforms are different. Waves are tuning. This is the waveform of the tuning fork, and this is the waveform of the flute, and this is the waveform of the clarinet. So if these three sounds are the same, but their waveforms are different. Look, their waveform, the flute waveform is different from waveform of clarinet or tuning fork. So we discussed about three sounds: flute, tuning fork, and clarinet. So these three, that's why he's saying these three sounds are the same, but their waveforms are different. Look, the waveforms are different. This is the waveform of the tuning fork, this is the waveform of the flute, and this is the waveform the tuning clarinet, right? So if we consider this, uh, so these three sounds are the same, but their waveforms are different. So their quality is different and they can be distinguished from each other. So you can easily differentiate, this is the flute is playing, this is tuning fork is playing, or this is clarinet is playing. This is just because of the quality of sound. So their three sound are same, but their waveforms are entirely different. So this is end of what we discussed, and now we will discuss intensity. Till here we will discuss today. Till here, so I define the definition of. I give you the definition of intensity: sound energy passing per second through a unit area held perpendicular to the direction of propagation of sound wave is called intensity of sound. This is the definition of intensity. You got to remember this by heart because this is a blue definition, and you should also note that you should also memorize their unit. The intensity of a intensity is a physical quantity and can be measured accurately. The unit of intensity of sound is watt per square meter. So unit of intensity is watt per square meter. So sound energy passing per second, it's mean the sound energy passing per second in 1 second, sound energy passing through a unit area held perpendicular to the direction of propagation of sound wave is called intensity of sound. It is a physical, it is intensity of physical quality is a physical quantity and can be measured accurately. Its unit is watt per square meter. So this is the end of today's topic. uh, I hope you understand. I repeat the whole thing for you again. Okay, today what we discussed, chapter number 11 we are doing. Chapter number 11, the pages we covered 22, 23, and 24. Next we studied 11.2 topic. 11.2, characteristic of sound. So we discussed about loudness. We saw the definition of loudness. Loudness is the characteristic of sound by which we can which loud and faint sound can be distinguished. When we talk to our friend, our voice is low, but when we address a public gathering, our voice is loud. Loudness of sound. So loudness of sound is depending upon amplitude of the vibrating body. More the amplitude, more will be the loudness can be heard. If you have a less amplitude, in this case the amplitude is less, so our voice will be, we cannot hear a loud sound. But in this case we can hear a loud sound. Also area of the vibrating body. The loudness of sound also depends upon the area of the vibrating body. For example, sound by a large drum is louder than that of the small one because of its large vibrating area. If we have a drum whose area is bigger, so we will hear it will produce a larger sound or loud sound. The second example we discussed, if we strike a tuning fork on a rubber pad, a feeble sound will be heard. If we take the tuning fork near to our ears, what will happen? We will hear a feeble sound or very low sound. But what will happen if we strike this tuning fork on the rubber pad, and then put it on a table? We will hear the louder sound. So loudness of sound also depending upon distance from a vibrating body. If you have the if someone is playing the piano and you are standing near to him, you will hear a loud sound because your distance from the vibrating body is very low, or you are near to the vibrating body. But what will happen if your distance increases? If you are not standing near to the piano, so you are standing away from the piano, it means your distance has increased, so you will hear a not loud sound, you will hear a low sound. Then we discussed about pitch. Pitch is the characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between a shrill and a grave sound. What does this mean? The pitch, higher the frequency, higher will be the pitch. Lower the frequency, lower will be the pitch. In this case, frequency is low, so our pitch will be low. So this is the waveform of the voice of the men, and children and women voice are shrill because their frequency is higher and their pitch will be higher. Or you can easily distinguish between shrill and grave sound. You can easily distinguish this is the voice of the man and this is the voice of the children and the ladies. The next thing we discussed about quality, the characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between two sound of same loudness and pitch is called quality. We will see this with the help of example. What is quality actually? While standing outside a room, we can distinguish between the notes of the piano and the flute being played inside the room. For example, if someone is playing piano in one room, another one is playing flute in the other room. So you are standing outside, you can easily distinguish this is the voice of the flute and this is the voice of the piano. This is because this is due to the difference in the quality of these notes. So look, we discussed about tuning fork. This is the waveform of the tuning fork. This is the waveform of the flute, and this is the waveform of the clarinet. So shows the waveform of the sound produced by a tuning fork, flute, and clarinet. The loudness of this pitch of these three sounds are the same, but their waveforms are different. So their quality is different, and they can be distinguished from each other. You can easily distinguish between the voice of the tuning fork, voice of the clarion, and voice of the flute. Next, we discuss about intensity. We read the definition of the intensity: sound energy passing per second through a unit area held perpendicular to the direction of propagation of sound wave is called intensity of sound. It is a physical quantity and can be measured accurately. Its unit is watt per square meter. Thank you. This is the end of the topic. In the next lecture, we will discuss about sound intensity level. So if you have any question, please let me know. Thank you.